Nippon Hoso Podcast Station.
Let's dive into today's episode. Today we are continuing with ちいかわ、なんか小さくてかわいいやつ. Today's phrase is 明日か、草むしりの合格発表. 自分のことじゃないのにドキドキする. 受かりますように. So in English, it's tomorrow, huh? The release of the reading certification results. I'm not the one who took the exam, but I'm still on tenterhooks. I wish for a successful result. Hooks は本当になんか空手みたいな感じで pretend you're in a karate class and you're like, huh. Anime English Club with Sally Amaki.
皆さんご覧ください。海から帰ってきたたくさんの水餃子が今滝を登り羽根付き餃子になろうとしています。中には力尽きる水餃子もいますが、サトシオアチェトペペ餃子オンザライスは毎週日曜配信中。佐藤しおりでした。思わず涙が。
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 52 of the Anime English Club. I'm your host, Sally Amaki. 今週もよろしくお願いします。So May 5th, in Japan right now, we are currently right in the middle of Golden Week. So for those of you that do not know, Golden Week is when a lot of national holidays are basically, one after another, and people basically have a week off of work and school. It should be a very happy time in people's lives right now, but honestly, for idols, whenever people have days off of work or school, that means idols have work. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's not very golden for me. But anyway, we've got mail. So let's read it. はい、メールありがとうございます。ラジオネーム、キャロットさん、ありがとうございます。ラジオネームなのかな？ラジオじゃないからラジオネームじゃないか。ネーム、キャロットさん、ありがとうございます。サリー先生、こんにちは。こんにちは。教えてください。いいよ。日本語でどういたしましてを英訳すると学校では You are welcome と習いました。これでも間違いはないと思うのですが、知人が Not at all という言葉を使っていました。この You are welcome と Not at all ではニュアンスに違いはあるのでしょうか？教えていただければ幸いです。You are welcome は本当にどういたしましてなんですけど、Not at all は全然いいよとか、大したことじゃないよとか、本当、だから友達とかの間柄が多いんですかね。そんなお礼されるようなことしてないよみたいな感じの気にしないでの意味で not at all。だから全然いいよ、大したことないよが一番近いニュアンスですね。どっちも使って大丈夫です。でも You're welcome が一番安牌っていうか使われるフレーズではあります。You're welcome or not at all ですね。はい。ありがとうございます、キャロットさん。ということで、now that we read mail, let's dive into today's episode. Today we are continuing with ちいかわ、なんか小さくてかわいいやつ or Chiikawa. So Chiikawa is a manga series by Nagano. It began serialization on X in 2020 and was published in book form in 2021 and has been adapted into an anime since 2022, making it one of Japan's most popular series today. The series follows the fun and sometimes a little heart-wrenching stories of the Chiikawas, whose name means something small and cute. It's a short-form series that depicts the daily lives of Chiikawa and friends as they live their lives while working jobs like weeding and subjugation. In our last episode, we picked up Hachiware's line, なんとかなれ, and explained various ways to say it. I know this is a very educational program, so I need to say the social media names as is, like X, former Twitter. But in the English-speaking community, everybody calls it Twitter. If you call it X, they make fun of you. So I am so against saying X, but because I need to put out real information, I think it's still Twitter. But anyway, I have to call it X, and it hurts my heart, okay? It's not how I'm saying it, it's what's on the script. I still call it Twitter. Enough of that. そんなこといいんですの。もうそれは十分ですね、みたいな意味ですね。So enough of that. let's dive into today's line. Today's phrase is 明日か草むしりの合格発表。自分のことじゃないのにドキドキする。受かりますように。So in English, it's tomorrow, huh? The release of the reading certification results. I'm not the one who took the exam, but I'm still on tenterhooks. I wish for a successful result. Hi, so this line is from episode 108 in the world of Chiikawa. There's a reading test, a certification exam needed to get a higher paying job. Hachiware already has a certification, and Chiikawa is waiting for the results of the level 5 exam. This scene takes place the night before the results are announced, with Hachiware, who helped Chiikawa study, anxiously worrying about his friend's results. That's so nice. I could care less. honestly, I could care less. But yeah, I could care less はめちゃくちゃ使うフレーズですね。I could care less は本当にもうどうでもいいとか興味ないとかの時に Honestly, I could care less or I couldn't care less かな。そうだね。I couldn't care less からもうこれ以上気にしないこともできないっていう意味なんですけど、本当それぐらいもう下の下ですみたいな感じで、もう本当に何の興味もない、もうこれ以上興味なくなる余地もないぐらい興味ないみたいなI couldn't care less 使ってください。はい。But anyway, Hachiware is a very nice friend for caring. はい。So let's break down some vocabs. So the one who, so Hachiware says, I'm not the one who took the exam. So the one who は〇〇をした人、それをやった張本人っていう意味があるので、Hachiwareの I'm not the one who took the exam は、その試験を受けた張本人じゃないのに緊張するっていうことですね。I'm not the one who. So, how else can you use it? I'm not the one who. So, if you have a sibling, you would know. Sometimes you would get in trouble for things that your other siblings did, you know? So, for instance, let's say my brother threw raw eggs at the house. I don't know who would do that, but my brother threw raw eggs at the house. But somehow my mom thinks it's me. So when I'm in trouble, I would be like, I'm not the one who threw eggs at the house. とか、私じゃないです。私がやった張本人じゃないですみたいな。I'm not the one who. Or, let's say somebody's complaining to you about a new anime that they watched and they're like, oh my gosh, last week's episode was so bad, it was so boring, and they're complaining to you like it's your business. You'd be like, hey, I'm not the one who made the anime, or I'm not the one who started the series, you know? You'd be like, 私が作ったわけじゃないのになんで私にそんな文句言うのみたいな感じで I'm not the one who 〇〇ってやると、それをした人じゃないんだよみたいな。はい。まあでも I'm not the one to 8割と同じ使い方 I'm not the one to だったらそれをした人じゃないんだよなんだけど the one who はそれをした人ですね。だからLet's say, なんだろう your teacher is mad at somebody or like the whole entire classroom, like somebody, 給食袋が盗まれてた。給食袋が盗まれてた。Like somebody took the whole entire class's lunch money. And the teacher's like, who did it? You'd be like, I'm the one who took it. 取ったのは私です。給食袋を取った張本人は私です。I'm the one who did it. はい。ですね。はい、次。On tenterhooks. So, Hachiware is like, I'm on tenterhooks. Honestly, this is the first time I ever heard this word. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain it correctly. But apparently it means, まあ、不安で落ち着かない、ハラハラする。tenterhooks. なんだ、tenterhooks とは折った布をピンと貼るための留め金のこと。I didn't know that. I have never. Tenterhooks. Just call it a pin. Honestly, natives would call it a pin. But if you want to go fancy and be like, I'm on tenterhooks, be my guest. はい。be my guest もめちゃくちゃ使うフレーズですね。be my guest っていうのは、私はおすすめしないですけど、やるな、お好きにどうぞみたいな感じですね。be my guest やってくださいみたいな感じですね。別にネガティブな、感じに使うのが必ずではなくって、例えば、じゃあ、カフェ座ってます。目の前の席が空いてます。ここすいません、座っていいですか？空いてますか？だったら、yeah, be my guest みたいな、どうぞみたいな、ポジティブな方もあるんですけど、私はだいぶいつもなんかちょっと煽りに使いますね。alright, be my guest みたいな感じで。はい。次。
一応本物これ
らしい。見たことない。何ですか？ So, I'm being shown a picture of tenterhooks. Honestly, are those witch nails? What is that? I have never seen that. Have you guys seen it before? If you have I been living under a rock? Am I just uneducated? はい。はい。これまた昔も一回教えたフレーズなんですけど、Have I been living under a rock? Living under a rock っていうのは、もうほんと無知すぎて、私って岩の下で生きてきましたか今までみたいな、その世間のこと知らなすぎて、何これみたいな時に、Have I been living under a rock or have you been living under a rock? とかなんか、知らなすぎ、世間が知ってるようなことを知らない時に、岩の下に住んでましたって言います。I've been living under a rock. Anyway, it's the first time I've seen tenterhooks. Next. So the next phrase is, I wish for a successful result. So, 8割が受かりますようにって言ってるのが I wish for a successful result って言ってるんですけど、I don't know if I would translate it like this. I would probably say like, I hope he passes or なんか I wish for a successful result.Successful result っていうとなんかあんまり受かりますようにの直訳ではないので Successful result はうまく成功したresult ってなんだろう結果だから本当成功した結果でありますようにみたいな直訳になっちゃうんですよ I wish for a successful result だから本当受験とかそれ系の受かりますようにだと受かるはパスなので I hope he passes とかかなって思いますね。間違ってはないんですけどちょっとニュアンスも入れるとしたらそうかなってなりますしあと、こっちは I wish for a successful result って言ってるんですけど私が言った時は I hope he passes の hope を使ったんですけど wish と hope は、だいぶニュアンスは似てるんですけどhope は〇〇だといいなみたいな感じの中 wish は〇〇だと願うとかなんだろうでお願いしますみたいなだいぶ架空の何かの力に願っている本当なんか夢みたいな感じのお願いしますみたいな感じなんだけどホープは本当そうであるといいなみたいな結構自分の中での気持ちが大きいのでこういった場合は私だったらホープですがを使うかなってなります。自分の内から来てる気持ちは I hope he passes で使いますね。はい。Also, going back to tenterhooks, I'm sorry, I need to stop laughing when I hear tenterhooks. If I were to translate it, I would probably say, instead of saying, but I'm still on tenterhooks, like Hachiware, I would say, I can't calm down, or I'm nervous, I'm on edge. 全部、その can't calm down, 落ち着かない、nervous, 緊張する。I'm on edge. On edge っていうのは本当に崖のなんか端っこにいてもうなんかもう落ちそうみたいなそんくらい不安定みたいな感じの気持ちを表す I'm on edge 本当もう端々の気持ちですみたいな感じのニュアンスなのでこの場合私だったらI'm not the one who took the exam but I still can't calm down とかって使うと思います。 Now let's practice pronouncing this week's phrase. So this week's phrase is 明日か、草むしりの合格発表。自分のことじゃないのにドキドキする。受かりますように。So in English, it's tomorrow, huh? The release of the reading certification results. I'm not the one who took the exam, but I'm still on tenterhooks. I wish for a successful result. So again, it's tomorrow, huh? The release of the reading certification results. I'm not the one who took the exam, but I'm still on tenterhooks. I wish for a successful result. So the pronunciation, but I'm still on tenterhooks, but I'm still on. Again, make the still and on one word instead of saying, but I'm still on. I would say still on. Like, jump your tongue off of your teeth, the back of your teeth, like, still on. なんか、歯の後ろでベロがちょっとバウンスするぐらいの気持ちですね。But I'm still on. But I'm also, yeah, connect but and I'm as well. So, but I'm. ちょっと効果音っぽいですね。なんかもう、but I'm みたいな感じで、but I'm ぐらい結構なんかバウンスしてます。but I'm still on. はい。どっちもちょっとだいぶバウンスしてるニュアンスです。But I'm still on. And tenterhooks. I guess, emphasis on both the T's, tenterhooks. I think. I mean, I've never heard of it before. I think that's what you should do. That's how I would pronounce it. But yeah, tenterhooks. Tenter. なんだろう tenterhooks. Hooks は本当になんか空手みたいな感じで pretend you're in a karate class and you're like, huh. That's how you would pronounce hooks, like tenterhooks. Tenter はだいぶなんだろう、タッタってしてるので、他行、立ちつてとか言ったら言えると思うんですよね。Tenter。うん。そんな難しくないですよね。hooks が多分難しいと思うので、tenterhooks。だいぶこう一回押すみたいな感じでね、やったらいけると思います。tenterhooks。Next, result. So, the S in result is actually a Z sound. So result. Z. Whenever I tell you guys how to pronounce the Z sounds, I always say like a zapping noise. So once again, this week, when you say result, make sure you feel that vibration in your mouth, like result. はい、result ですね。
アニメイングリッシュクラブ with サリー・アマキ。
Now going into the cultural context. So in Japan, Chiikawa is a huge hit. Huge hit is an understatement. Honestly, it's like a social phenomenon. Social phenomenon は社会現象っていう言葉ですね。結構直訳です。social phenomenon. あと understatement。これもよく使うんですけど、huge hit is an understatement とか言うと、なんか、大ヒットしてますみたいな感じ。大ヒットって言葉だけじゃもう言い表せないよみたいな感じの言葉の時に understatement って言います。もう大ヒットって言葉はもう understatement。社会現象だよみたいな感じの時に使ってくださいね。But anyway, Chiikawa is a social phenomenon. It is everywhere in Japan. But yeah, it is a story. It's very laid back, and I feel like the secret behind its popularity is the slight like dark humor behind it. Like it actually tells you about life. It looks like a children's program, but majority of the fans are actually adults. And I think it's because the Chiikawas actually somewhat face the harsh reality of the world. And so, yeah, that's the secret behind it. But Something similar to Chiikawa or something that has the same nuance to it behind its popularity, I would say is Snoopy. You know, Charlie Brown has a lot of dark humor as well. Like it is meant for kids, I guess. But yeah, it has a lot of the things that would make adults giggle, you know? So, yeah, I think that's one of the cultural context, you know? Yeah, cultural context あってますよね. So yeah, something similar would be Snoopy. But yeah, Yurukara culture is very, very popular in Japan. I actually was in one anime, Yurukara anime, in Japan called Daifukku-kun. Yeah, so Daifukku-kun in this 5-minute short anime, it's on YouTube. I played the character Mango Daifuku-chan. Guys, it was like 6 years ago. It's still on YouTube, so if you Google Mango Daifuku-chan, it will come out. But yeah, I got that part in an audition. All my members in the past auditioned for it as well. And when I got the part, I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I got the part. But the secret behind me getting the part was actually kind of sad. So the same with Chiikawa. Mango Daifuku-kun is voiced by actual children. So the Chiikawa's voice actors are actually elementary school students as well. So, so that's why like the kids' voices are so realistic. So when I auditioned for Daifukku-kun, the reason why I got the part is because my acting wasn't so good and it was childish. They literally... They didn't have to tell me that. They didn't have to tell me that, but they did. So yeah, when my members who also took the audition were kind of bummed out about it, that they didn't get the part, I was like, hey, like after I came out of the recording studio, after voicing Mango Daifuku-chan, I was like, hey, so you don't have to feel very bad about it, you know, I got the part because I couldn't act. So, yeah, so I feel like there is a very specific type of cuteness to Yurukara, like, because of that, I guess, you know? I don't know, it's like, it's so realistic, like, I don't know the real secret behind it, but... yeah. And also, I think Japanese people are so tired. They're just so tired in general. They just need something cute to like make them feel better at the end of the day. I feel like that's why Yurukara is so popular in Japan. Japanese people are tired. Okay? That's the secret. And I can say that because I'm Japanese and I'm tired. Hi. So that is, yeah, that's the psychology behind it. Anyway, that is it for this week's episode of the Anime English Club. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can listen to Anime English Club as a podcast and on YouTube, where you can follow along with transcripts and subtitles. You can adjust the speed however you want and listen as many times as you need to get comfortable with English. Listening over and over is really the key to mastering any language. For Japanese and English subtitles, go to youtube.com/@anime-english-club or just search by the title. And the Anime English Club wants to hear from you. Please let us know any anime you'd like us to cover, or for specific lines, please tell us whose line it is and which episode it's from. Or just any general English questions, we want to hear from you. So please email us at aec@1242.com. That is aec@1242.com. You can email me in either Japanese or English. メールは日本語でも英語でも大丈夫です。ということで、来週も、そうだ、ちいかわのお話をしますので、言うの忘れてた。We're gonna continue talking about Chiikawa, so please stay tuned. But next week is going to be the last episode of Chiikawa, so please come back, guys. Thank you, and see you next week. Bye! From the Nippon Hoso podcast station, this is the Anime English Club, hosted by me, Sally Amaki. This episode was written by Naoki Nakamura, edited by Nana Yoshimura, directed by Hiroshi Kochi, all from Waltz Inc. Our executive producer is Shiori Tanaka for Nippon Broadcasting System, Japan.